What is up, friends? Welcome back for some more Better Call Saul. Extremely excited to get into this episode because we left off at a very interesting point. Obviously, Kim had that conversation with Chuck and Howard about the duplicate tapes, and she and Jimmy looked pretty pumped up about something as they walked off at the end. And so I don't know if they have this elaborate scheme to get the original recording. I am guessing that's what the big piece of information they found out was that it was a duplicate that was destroyed. And obviously in the conversation between Jimmy and Mike earlier in that episode, he had obtained some address or some phone number or something. It didn't show us who it was, and so we might find that out in this episode as well. But I hope that we get more Gus footage in this episode too, although I'm not sure right now because it seems like him and Mike are kind of done with their business for now, and so I don't know if he needs to be in the show, although it would definitely be great if they kept showing him each time. But hopefully you guys are excited to jump into this episode with me, and if you enjoy this video, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. Helps the video reach a lot more people, helps the channel grow, and of course you can check out the full-length reaction to this one on my Patreon. Link for that is in the description below. Of course, you'll need your own copy of the show to watch along with me there, but the full-length reactions are always uploaded before the YouTube edits, so if you'd like to get them early, that's the place to do it. But without further ado, let's jump into episode 5.
Found a phone. It looks like it's from 1967, but I think it'll work.
Just a sec, Jimmy.
Well, we've got the blue coloration, so this is obviously a flashback. How far back are we going, though? Is this when he first, discovered his electrical allergy?
What do you think? On? Off?
I think off.
Yeah, off it is.
You sure this is the right play? The bigger the lie, the harder it can be to dig out.
I'll cross that bridge when I come to it.
Interesting. What are they talking about right now? That sounds a bit more mysterious than what I was gathering from the first bit here. The lighting in here looks like some sort of medieval castle, man. What in the world? And the way he's got the table set up there looks like he's expecting dinner for two. So is he trying to win his wife back right now? Because they were talking about the ring on or off.
What's with the candles? Why are you sitting here in the dark?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
2 hours ago, I take the sea bass out. No sooner is it prepped and resting than, boom, power goes down.
Oh my gosh. And Jimmy's putting on his classic surprise face even though he knows what's going on.
You know, dinner's almost ready. And the fish, I would have just had to throw it out. All I have to do is toss it in a pan. How about we just rough it? You okay with that?
Well, why not?
This is interesting. So obviously this is after the first dinner conversation they have, since Rebecca's familiar with Jimmy. Is Chuck just trying to cover up the fact that he has this allergy?
I still can't get over Jimmy being a lawyer.
Neither can I. He's got his own shingle out and everything.
I mean, a real responsible citizen. I mean, who would have thought?
Almost the complete opposite attitudes of when he first invited him over for dinner. Even Chuck seems on his side.
I mean, you know, I like the buses and trains and planes fine, but I miss having one place to hang my hat.
Oh no, dude, don't tell me that Chuck's gonna lose it. We obviously know what cell phones do to him. I guess Jimmy didn't even think to check with her about that.
Hi, Andre. No, I'm just at dinner. What's up? Well, I can do that at rehearsal. Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Bro, his facial expressions are so good. And the music is kind of terrifying right now. He better hold it together.
All right, sure.
All right.
Well, do you want me to rehearse the cello?
Oh gosh, and she just keeps following him everywhere. What is going on? Poor Rebecca has no idea what she's doing to him.
What the hell? Andre?
Oh no, well, the jig is up. There's no lying anymore.
What is your problem?
It is incredibly bad manners to answer a cell phone in company. It's very rude.
Oh, that's what he came up with. My goodness, Chuck has never been one to be comfortable with his own weaknesses.
Thank you for a lovely dinner, but I should be getting back to the hotel.
You can't let her leave like this. Just tell her what's going on.
No.
Would you rather she think you're a raging prick than know the truth?
He brings up some good points. I mean, if Jimmy can understand, surely she can as well, especially if he was married to her.
Look, if you won't tell her, then I will.
No, you will not tell her. You will not tell her.
Oh, dang. All the intros to these episodes, especially when they do the flashbacks, are so good, so interesting. I still really want to see what made Chuck the way he is, how his electrical allergy originated. Hopefully we get that eventually, because I don't think that was the case when he was married to her originally.
You're suffocating her. Her? Yeah, just because you don't see swinging dicks doesn't mean you can't tell a boy fish from a girl fish.
Oh, yeah, see, now I can see the lipstick.
Now he's meeting with this guy, and he has no idea the connections he's got to Mike.
I'm guessing our friend didn't refer you to me to get ichthyological advice.
I'm looking for someone with a light touch.
Ah, okay, I see. So he was here intentionally. That makes a lot more sense.
I need highly skilled, discreet, real pro.
You gotta fit him in a tight space?
I don't think so.
I got just the guy then.
Always with the early cuts leaving us in suspense of what's going on. Surely it has something to do with Chuck.
We'll collect all cell phones and hold them for the duration of your testimony. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about the exit signs. It's code.
I appreciate all you're doing. Thank you.
It's very interesting how everyone is able to be so accommodating to him. I think that would hurt his testimony just by having this allergy that's so rare and peculiar.
We lost a client. That happened because while you were incapacitated, your brother accessed documents that should have been secured at HHM. One of my jobs is to safeguard the firm's reputation.
Oh gosh, man. Howard's starting to have an issue with Chuck. I didn't expect that. Can't blame him, though. He definitely is a risk of falling apart at any moment.
Good morning. I'm Robert Alley for the State Bar. In the matter of James M. McGill, the State Bar intends to prove the following violations of the ethical code.
Love that they're overlaying the dialogue over them getting ready in the morning. They better hope whatever plan they did worked. Didn't really show us what happened yet.
Destroying or concealing material having potential evidentiary value. Mr. McGill broke into his brother's home and destroyed an audio cassette which contained a recording.
Oh, this is such a great way to film this. Even better than just showing whoever is speaking in the courtroom live, especially since what he's saying is pretty much stuff we already know.
There is another side to this story. One not about calculation, but about two brothers whose relationship, after years of strain, finally broke.
Kim is good. I like what she's saying. She's always so well spoken. I'm a bit nervous, though. Chuck has a good case.
Bang, bang, bang. Then he kicked down the door. He demanded Charles turn over the evidence he'd been collecting.
Objection. We haven't established the tape is evidence of anything.
I love this camera move right here. This is great. And the transition from the reflection shot to this is good.
What happened after the defendant smashed this tape?
He and I were concerned that Jimmy might strike his brother. So that's when we stepped in.
Thank you, Mr. Hamlin.
Certainly.
Nothing further at this time.
Miss Wexler?
I mean, everything he said is accurate, but what the heck is Kim gonna say to maybe pry some new info out or spin it in her and Jimmy's favor?
He bootstrapped his way into a law degree while working in your mailroom. Did you consider taking him on as an associate?
We did, briefly. The partners decided it would be best to avoid the appearance of nepotism.
Ah, that's such bull crap, man. We know that Chuck did it out of spite.
Nepotism. Your firm is Hamlin, Hamlin, and McGill, right? Who's the other Hamlin?
My father.
Oh, I love this. I didn't even think about this aspect being used against him. This is a pretty good angle.
Jimmy was struggling to build his solo law practice, and yet every single day, without fail, he brought his brother food, supplies, even his favorite newspapers. Isn't that right?
He did.
I love the way they're going over stuff that we all know, we've all seen for 2 seasons and a bit now, but they're presenting it in such an interesting way that it's still interesting to listen to.
Could you speak to the terms of Charles's leave of absence? You can confirm it was due to mental illness.
Charles McGill's mental health isn't at issue.
Do you have any questions that would be more germane to his experience?
No.
Shoot, man. Well, that ended kind of abruptly. Hopefully she did all the work she needed to right there.
At this time, the State Bar would like to enter Exhibit 5 into evidence. We ask that Charles McGill's recording be played.
Oh, gosh. Well, whatever guy the veterinarian was supposed to get, certainly turning up late based off the look he shared with his secretary.
What are you still doing here?
Flight's delayed.
How delayed?
40 minutes last I checked.
Okay, keep me posted.
Oh, they're flying somebody in? That's my guess. I assume the flight they're talking about is a witness or somebody that's going to help his case.
But Ted Kaczynski's brother loved him too, and he wanted to help. And sanctimonious. I love my brother. He's a good person. He has good in him.
Just trying his very best to come up with something, but there's nothing he can say that can make that a reality. Although I do feel like there is some love for Jimmy, but very little.
I did it for Kim. She worked her butt off to get Mesa Verde while you and Howard sat around sipping scotch and chortling.
Oh my gosh, dude, this is rough. This tape is so clear-cut bad for Jimmy. I don't know any way you can talk your way out of it.
The clerk is going to collect your cell phones, watches, key fobs, anything electrical.
Your phone, sir?
I left it in the car.
There's definitely something up with Jimmy not having his phone. Is he keeping it on hand just to set Chuck off by chance? That could be the reason for the intro scene and showing how affected he is by cell phones.
Excuse me. Sorry, it's yours.
No way, dude. Is that freaking Huel? What a move right there. We already know how slick he is with that, sneaking things into people's pockets. I'm curious what the move is. Did Huel sneak a phone into his pocket and they're gonna call it or something?
All due respect, but you do sound somewhat unhinged on the recording.
Yes, I understand that. I exaggerated the symptoms of my disease to extract the truth.
Ooh, I don't know if that is a bad move saying that, because they could use that against you. Act like every instance of you having the allergy is an act.
Would you say that your illness affects your ability to think clearly?
No, it affects me physically. It causes me great pain. However, I'm perfectly lucid.
Well, maybe he is lucid to a degree, but I feel like it still messes him up and knocks him unconscious sometimes.
There's nothing malicious in Jimmy. He has a way of doing the worst things for reasons that sound almost noble. But what I know for sure is that the law is too important to be toyed with.
Well, he definitely had that down after all the rehearsal, and I would say Jimmy's reasons are noble most of the time, but unfortunately he's not 100% wrong. Jimmy does break the law a lot. Oh, they're bringing Rebecca here. What? I should have seen that coming, man. Of course they would show her in the intro and then have her play a part later. That's gonna shake him for sure.
Chuck, I wish you told me. I can't believe what you've been going through. How long has it been?
Oh, you're here to help.
Oh, they spilled the news to her. Chuck is not going to be a fan of that. He'd been keeping it secret so long.
What exactly did he say?
Well, that you had been sick, allergic to electricity. He sent me pictures of the house. Chuck, my God.
Oh, so that answers all of the questions right there. It was her information that Mike got, and that's why he was taking pictures.
I think I should go.
No, please. I want you to stay.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. You've been sold a bill of goods, Rebecca. I want you to see what's what.
I don't know, man. I feel like that's not the only move they've got, especially considering the stuff with Huel before. But that move I don't think Kim knows about.
Mr. McGill, I'll remind you you're still under oath.
I understand.
At this time, I'd like to turn cross-examination over to my co-counsel, James McGill.
Oh, Jimmy's actually gonna step up to the plate. Okay, I'm excited for this. Brother-on-brother action.
The recorder, it must have hurt like hell for you to touch that.
There was a degree of discomfort.
And where did you hide it?
Tucked under a space blanket.
So there's no chance I would see it. Not with the state your place was in. Isn't that right?
Dude, I know that he has a punchline that he's waiting to use right now. I can't wait to see it happen.
Every surface covered in tinfoil.
I was playing up my condition. Usually it's a perfectly normal house.
You think your house is normal? Can I call your attention to Exhibit 9?
Oh, dude, is he gonna try and get the argument removed just because Chuck is insane or seemingly not 100% there?
You need to see Chuck through my eyes. You need to know if I believe that tape was evidence. And I say it was evidence of only one thing. My brother hates me.
Oh, jeez, dude. Jimmy is going in right now. He came prepared.
Which of us you believe depends on how we all understand the mind of Charles McGill.
We did promise the defense some leeway. You may proceed.
Oh, gosh, dude. What is his next move right here? I'm just waiting and waiting to see what they put in his jacket.
Talk about when these symptoms first started. It was shortly after you were divorced. Is that right?
Yes.
You think the stress of the divorce brought on the illness?
I doubt it.
Oh, so that answers the time frame. I didn't expect it to come up so nonchalantly like that.
I'll tell you why my brother brought my ex-wife to this hearing. To rattle me. He knows I still have a lot of feeling for my ex-wife.
If Chuck didn't hate Jimmy already, he's definitely gonna dislike him even more after bringing Rebecca here.
Does it hurt right now?
There's always some discomfort, yes. But I very much appreciate the indulgence of the panel for their accommodation here today.
Oh, here we go. He's about to pull out all the stops, the trick play.
So if I had a small battery, say, from a watch or something, and I got it close to you, close to your skin, you'd know.
I would feel it, yes.
Can you feel more current coming from any particular direction right now?
What is he about to do? I feel like he is on the verge of destroying Chuck's entire argument and electrical allergy argument.
My cell phone. From this distance, you should feel it, and you don't.
May I? Just as I thought. There's no battery in here. You removed the battery.
Don't think you've won yet, Chuck. I know that Jimmy's got something up his sleeve. Is that what he will put in there is the battery?
It's a physical response to stimuli. What do I have to do to prove it to you?
Could you reach into your breast pocket and tell me what's there?
Oh, let's go, dude. Jimmy, you legend. What have you just done? You have ruined Chuck.
I submit that Mr. McGill's mental illness is a non-issue. If he were schizophrenic, it wouldn't take away from the fact that the defendant...
I am not crazy! I am not crazy.
Oh, now he's falling apart, man. The dominoes are falling. Great acting, though.
You think this is bad? This chicanery? He defecated through a sunroof, and he gets to be a lawyer? What a sick joke!
Oh, jeez, dude. Chuck is just falling right into the trap, just proving that he has so much hatred for him.
I should have stopped him when I had the chance. And you have to stop him. I apologize.
Oh, dude, that was brilliant, man. They filmed that so perfectly. I love how the camera got so tight on him at the end of that, too.
Do you have anything else?
No. Nothing further.
Oh my gosh, dude, what a perfect spot to end. I love that last shot. Dang, dude, Jimmy really brought the hammer down on Chuck. What happens now? Because he not only proved to everybody else that Chuck's allergy isn't 100% real, it's mostly in his head. He kind of proved to Chuck himself that everything he's been going through isn't really real. I was worried there for a second, but I feel like with that move, Jimmy might have just won them the case. Well, the last 5 minutes or so of that episode was so well done, and I don't know what's going to change about Chuck moving forward, even just beyond the case, which at this point, I feel like Jimmy and Kim have put the nail in the coffin for the opposing side, because that little trick that he pulled with the battery was some pretty damning evidence that Chuck's electrical allergy isn't all it's talked up to be. But I don't know if now that happened, Chuck's going to have a lesser reaction to electrical stuff that he comes across, since he himself realizes, or hopefully realizes, that it's not as dangerous as he thought, or what's going to happen, because I don't think anybody in that room is going to take it as seriously as they once did. But I love how layered everything is in this show, all the scenes, all the dialogue, because even though Chuck there in that ending moment was acting all crazy, losing his mind a little bit, causing a bit of a scene, and going straight for Jimmy, showing how much he actually dislikes him, everything that he was saying, or at least most of what he was saying, was actually accurate, even going to the billboard, which was a stunt that Jimmy pulled as well. But yet everybody else believes Jimmy now. He's completely flipped it in his favor. And so on one hand, I'm happy that Jimmy and Kim are probably going to win the case, but on another, it's kind of sad to watch Chuck be right about all this stuff but still lose his grip on everything just because of how good Jimmy is at orchestrating a situation. And so I just love how dynamic all the characters and all the writing is in this show. Just makes everything so much more interesting. And kind of like how I mentioned a couple times in that episode, they were going over stuff that we already knew. Obviously the planning of the battery was a new event, but all the info and the evidence that they were talking about was stuff we'd already seen in great length to a certain degree, but yet the way it was filmed and acted just made it still so interesting hearing it presented all over again, which is pretty impressive stuff that they could do that and still keep me glued to the screen. And so I really enjoyed this episode, and obviously I loved seeing our guy Huel brought back because he is one of Jimmy's or Saul's right hand men in the future, and it was cool that the way they brought him back was just doing the classic planting move from Breaking Bad that he'd done a couple times. And so hopefully he becomes a regular now. I don't know if that one move is going to be it for now or if he's going to just start hanging around permanently, but either way, he was always such a great character to watch in Breaking Bad, so I'm happy to see him here as well. And I'm looking forward to the next episode too. Unlike this one where I had a feeling it was going to still deal with the case, I don't really know where the next episode is going to go, which is exciting. And so hopefully you enjoyed this video though. If you did, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. Helps the video reach a lot more people, helps the channel grow. And of course you can check out the full-length reaction for this on my Patreon. Link for it is in the description below. And until the next video, I will see you all later. Peace.